Their main concerns when they come is that somebody has their back, honestly. And that's the most important thing to them, is to know that in this battle that they've got somebody looking out for them and, you know, looking at the minutia in the case that could end up being important, may not ultimately be important. To me, cases are about people. And if you have the right people and, you know, the facts are there, you're going to prevail. But they need to know you have their back because they need that boost of confidence. Sometimes, you know, we have that talk about compensation, and I talk to them more about it being vindication of their rights, and that, you know, our civil justice system really only allows us to vindicate their rights in the form of compensation, but it's more meaningful than that. It's really not just about the dollars. We have to be cognizant of the dollars, because if, you know, you're looking at it from a financial standpoint, you want to make right decisions for yourself. You don't want to regret it in the future. So we need to know what your futures are going to bring in terms of medical expenses and changes in your lifestyle and whatnot. But to me, it's still about vindicating rights and using our system to the best of my abilities. That doesn't always mean a trial, doesn't always mean, you know, aggressive litigation, but sometimes it does. And it just really means what's right for that particular client and their circumstances. You need to make a statement, make an anchor early in a case that this is not about the money, it's about setting something right that needs to be corrected, and giving the jury the power to do that, because it's our only society that allows that, realistically, where you know, the people really do have the power to vindicate rights in that way. So I think you have to set the right tone, that that's what the case is about. And obviously portray your clients in the best light. And you have to like your clients, and your clients have to like you, because it comes across. If you're in a courtroom for 5 or more days with people, juries are smart, and they see, you know, what people are made of behind the scenes sometimes. They see them walking in and out of the courtroom. They see them in the parking lots sometimes. And you wouldn't believe the stories you hear after the fact about, you know, seeing someone disrespect somebody outside the courthouse, and that's the same person that's looking to have their rights vindicated in front of that juror. And, you know, they may never even known they saw them, but common courtesy goes a long way. And there are some people that don't realize that you know, their character is on trial if they're trying to vindicate their rights in a court of law. One area in medical malpractice wrongful death which really bogs us down, and I scratch my head at how the legislatures allowed this, but it's been there forever, longer than I practiced law, is if you're an elderly person, you don't have a surviving spouse, so you're a widow or a widower, and your children who are supporting you and loving you and taking care of you and there for you, just like our parents, you know, are over 25 years of age, and that person dies because of medical malpractice, guess what? All those elements of damage I'm talking about, that pain and suffering, that loss, the state of Florida, the legislature says those aren't survivors. They can't pursue those claims for those areas of damages. I had a niece who had just turned 25. So if the child dies at the hand of alleged medical malpractice and they have parents, but they don't have kids, the 25-year-old, she dies, she doesn't have any children, she doesn't have a spouse, she's single and out there working in the world, and she dies at the hands of medical malpractice, her own mother, who would again have 50 plus years with her daughter, doesn't have a claim for that pain and that suffering. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's one area of wrongful death, medical malpractice, that still doesn't treat people equally.